at social media strategy in less than 10 minutes. Can we do it? That's a big topic. A lot of people have got a lot of complicated frameworks on this, but mine's not. I don't really have a very complicated way of looking at this. Social media strategy for me is just a way of setting a theme, blending in your values, looking at a type of writing style, and then putting in your social media content and maybe even your blog content as well. So I'm going to show you my spreadsheet that I use for this and a lot of my clients as well. Let's share that screen and get it underway. Your 10 minutes starts right now. Whew. Leave myself no room for error and no room for waffling today. So this is what my social media strategies generally look like. Now, my own one is a lot more all over the place than that. If you want to see what mine looks like, it is quite a challenging looking mess. It looks a little bit like this. So there's a lot going on in there. That's my actual real life social media strategy so far this year. I'm going to pop over to this one and show you what the basis for that is, the most simple way of looking for it. The first thing we do is start with the week, and the week is going to be weeks 1 through to 13. Now, why do I choose weeks 1 through to 13 for? Primarily because 13 weeks is a quarter of a year, and a quarter of a year, these are going to be quite evergreen social media posts that are going to be repeated every 13 weeks, one after the other. Now, is anyone hanging around your social media quite closely enough to notice that, oh, you naughty girl, you've just posted that post again. I saw that 13 weeks ago. Of course they're not, because most people that you post to are not seeing it anyway. The few who do are not really going to notice that you may have posted that post back 13 weeks ago. So what we generally do is make these things not generic. I don't like the word generic. I like to think that they're evergreen. They don't really date. They're not seasonal. They're not throwback Thursdays, motivation Mondays, or happy Valentine's Day thing. We ignore all that. That's for you to do on your own if you want to do it. I really think you shouldn't, but hey, feel free to do it if you like. This is all about basically looking at a theme. Now, the theme I'm going to play with today is for someone who is a, let's pick it, dog walker. Okay, so the themes of a dog walker would be dog safety. It would be reliability, would be a theme that they would talk about. And then we look at how do I think different. The third theme we're going to set is, you know what, I'm just going to sit with two themes: reliability and safety for the dogs. I think that's enough when it comes to a dog walker. Now, what I want to do is unpack. Now, this is usually a process that takes me longer than 10 minutes to get these themes and values out of someone. But normally what I would do is then ask that person, what are the things that are truly important to them as a business owner? And a lot of people would think that a value such as honesty, reliability, integrity is one that comes up a lot. So we're going to say value number one is integrity. Now, we need more than two values. We need at least three, because I've only got two themes, and we want this thing to rotate around and give lots and lots of variety with those posts. So we're moving on to then the integrity. What we then need to show is the next one being something like it would be knowledge. They want to be known as knowledgeable when it comes to dogs. The third one we're going to put in there as a value is going to be approachability. This person wants people to feel like they can easily approach them, they're friendly, all that sort of thing. So if we're going to keep going, dog safe, we're going to do 3 posts a week here. So I'm going to go reliability on Monday. Dog safety on Wednesday, reliability again on Friday. And we keep going over and over and over again, right down for that 13 weeks. I just repeat it. This is a spreadsheet after all, so it allows you to take some shortcuts. There we go. All that's in. Now we look at our values. So now we know those values are going to keep going around and around and around. So I'm going to put those in there as well. Integrity in here. Oops, want to make sure it's actually in the same format. I like a nice, neat spreadsheet. Integrity goes there. Knowledgeable goes copy, paste. Approachability then goes in there. And then I can just repeat this over and over and over. So the same value is going to be expressed on the same day of the week. That's fine. We're not repeating the post. We're just repeating the same value, the communication value. Then I've got 5 different kinds of questions to ask yourself. The first one is, what can I teach? And in this case, what can I teach about dog safety that expresses my integrity? Then the second one, how can I motivate people to do what I need them to do, as in to look after their dog, to use a dog walker that talks about that around a theme of reliability that shows that I'm knowledgeable, right? how do I think differently is, it could be contrarian. You could have a different approach to dog walking than other people do, but you think, how do I think differently to others in this space? Or how do I think differently compared to common knowledge or common opinions that are out there? So we put that in there. I'm going to move up my food for thought into here. Food for thought is, how do I make people think? So I want to provide a bit of food for thought for the people who read my social media posts about reliability that shows my integrity. And then we keep going on and keep replacing those in there. How do I show them that I get them? This is all about empathy. This is where you show that you are someone who gets them. You understand where they're coming from with statements such as, I know life gets busy. I know sometimes you can't squeeze everything in. And that means that, you need to consider the best friends in your life. How do you look after them yet still be able to do all the things you need to do? That's where I come in as a dog walker. So that's how you would then tie that into something that shows empathy, shows people you get them, you know where they're coming from, you understand that they're busy, and that's how that works. Now, as we go down here, I can sort of rock out all these ones I've got in here, and I keep moving down in this same pattern. So what can I teach? How can I motivate? It's the next one down. How do I think differently? Keeps going down. And I keep going down through all these until I get to the point where it repeats the same thing at the top again. Now, what you're going to see is that on the theme of dog safety on Monday, April 3, you'll get what can I teach? But on the theme of dog safety on Friday, it's how do I think differently? You're not going to find the same kind of post written in the same kind of way that comes up within a week or two of each other. It's going to take weeks and weeks and weeks and weeks and weeks and weeks before you're repeating that same combination of theme, values, and type. So you start off with 2 or 3 themes. Then if you want values, you need anywhere from 3 values upwards. So if you've got 3 themes, you need 4 values. If you've got 2 themes, you need 3 values. I've got 5 values, so I've got to go a bit nuts in there. But then the type comes in, you've got 5 of those. So you don't need 5 matchy. You don't want it to be that every Monday you talk about dog safety and what can I teach? So you just need enough to push that out and stagger it a bit. So I would usually go 2 themes, 3 values, and then 5 different types of writing. And that's where you suddenly go into your social content, where you're saying a lesson about how to walk dogs around other dogs that keeps everyone safe. And that shows that you've got some integrity because you're thinking about keeping dogs safe. And that's just your idea. Now, that's not the social content. That's just the idea for the social content. What I usually do is then take that out of here and use ChatGPT to generate the bare bones of that, to give me the dot points and some hypothetical examples and stuff like that. Once you've done all that, I will take one of these each week. So if I got subject 1, subject 2, subject 3 in here, I would then take one of those and turn it into my weekly blog. And that's using ChatGPT to take the social media posts that I've already generated in ChatGPT and then changed into my words, into my way of presenting. I then asked ChatGPT to take those words and expand them into an 800-word blog post that then contains examples, contains products and services that you may have. You can set the tone, set the voice, set the familiarity of it, and it's all set for you. So you're not in a position where you're ever repeating the same kind of content until 13 weeks later, where you will prevent that. Now, you can always know, you don't have to go 13 weeks, you go 26 weeks. At 13 weeks, it's 39 posts at 3 posts a week. At 26 weeks, obviously it's going to be double that. So you're going to have a lot more posts to write. The reason why I do this is basically because, let's face it, very few people are seeing our posts on Facebook or Instagram anymore. So it means we have to do something to reduce the workload, but also have a quality of going through there. Because when people get referred through to your page, that's when you want to make sure that they're able to see what it is you're offering, to be able to back up the opinions that others have placed about you. And then when they're referred to you from someone else, they go, oh, yes, what Carol was saying about them is true. I can see it in their posts there. So that's the most simple of social media strategy you can do these days. It depends entirely upon what your approach to social media is. If your approach is that you want to go viral and have hundreds and thousands of people clamoring your name and hitting those comments and leaving lots of likes, then this is not going to do that. What this does is it provides reassurance for those who don't rely upon social media for their leads, but rely upon social media as a place for people who are already being introduced to them to reassure them that you are what you say you are. That's 10 minutes. Feels good, doesn't it? And Have a great Easter weekend. I'll be back with another one of these next